Hey, boys and girls, it is Deborah Shaw Lewis again with another story, The Pumpkin Patch Parable by Liz Curtis Higgs. See that nice big pumpkin? Illustrations by Nancy Munger. See that big red barn and those rolling green hills? That's where the farmer lives, way out in the country. It's so far out that the streets don't even have street signs. The farmer grows lots of different things in those fields. He grows tall green corn and long yellow squash and little green peas and big red tomatoes. People eat that stuff for dinner. But the best vegetable that the farmer grows are his pumpkins. Pumpkins start out as small, flat seeds about the size of raisins. One hot June day, not soon after school let out, the farmer planted his pumpkin seeds just like he did every year. The seeds disappeared into the ground in nice, neat rows and grew there in the dark until about the 4th of July. Early one morning, a little green shoot quietly poked its head out of the soil, and soon a long green vine grew across the ground, and in that vine little buds grew into wide green leaves. See how big and wide those leaves are? The leaves spread out flat to catch the August sun. Someday those little green buds would turn into pumpkins, but not yet. The farmer waited patiently and waited and waited. You see the little yellow bud right there? The pumpkins began to grow. How different they look. See all the different kinds of pumpkins? Some were tall and lean, and some were short and round. Some had lumps and bumps, but all of them were pumpkins. You can come to our pumpkin patch and look for the lumpy, bumpy ones. October came at last. The sky was blue and the air was cooler, and every night it got dark just a little bit earlier than the night before. It was time for the farmer to harvest his pumpkins. The farmer's many workers brought lots of ripe pumpkins in from the field, but which one would the farmer choose? He's going to pick a tall, skinny one, do you think? Think he's going to pick a short, fat one? The farmer picked a large pumpkin, being very careful not to let it slip through his hands. Pumpkins are very tough on the outside, but they break into smithereens if you drop them. He washed all the dirt off, holding on tight. Next came the messy part. Pumpkins are full of dozens of seeds and lots of slimy pulp. The farmer had a special plan for his chosen pumpkin, so the seed and the slime had to go. Can you say that word pulp? Isn't that a funny word? It starts with a P and it ends with a P, and it sounds funny in your mouth when you say it. Can you say it with me? Pulp. One more time. Pulp. Doesn't that feel funny in your mouth? Slowly he slid a large knife into the center of the pumpkin. See him cutting in the pumpkin? The pumpkin didn't make a sound because vegetables don't talk, but if they did talk, the pumpkin might have said, "Ouch!" Gently the farmer cut a round hole in the top and pulled on the stem, and squishy, stringy pulp waited for him inside. Yuck! The farmer pulled out all the slimy pulp, wrapped it in an old newspaper, and off to the compost heap it went, never to be seen again. Then something truly wonderful happened. The pumpkin got a new face. The farmer carved a triangle for each eye. Can you see the triangle for each eye? A square for his nose, and a big wide smile. Now, pumpkins don't have eyes. Pumpkins have eyes that don't blink or turn away. They see everything. What happened next was wonderful. The farmer put a small white candle down inside the pumpkin and touched the wick with a flame. How that pumpkin glowed. As the sky grew darker, the pumpkin on the porch shone brighter than ever, and when people saw that pumpkin smile, they smiled back at him. And you smile at that pumpkin. And all the neighbors knew that once again, the farmer had taken a simple pumpkin and turned it into a simply glorious sight. In the same way, God the Father offers his children a chance to be made new and full of joy and full of light, shining like stars in a dark world. The Pumpkin Patch Parable by Liz Curtis Higgs, illustrated by Nancy Munger.